Okay, so tonight, me and Erin are going to talk about consistency and focus. So, for anyone watching that doesn't know who I am, my name's Bethany. I'm a new diamond leader with the company. I freaking love saying that, it's so much fun. So, I've been in for like a year and a half now and just went diamond last month. So, I am going to basically let Erin just like answer questions that I have for her about like consistency and focus. And then, like, I guess, Erin, if I have like feedback or something, I can just like jump in there or whatever. But do I have to unmute you or can you unmute yourself? That would be the question.
Oh, it let me do it.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Cool. Okay,
Sorry, it's like really
so
dark. I don't know what happened.
hold on one second. There we go. Okay, so Erin, why don't you like introduce yourself, tell like your story, how you got started, where you are now, etc.
My name is Erin. I will be 32. Oh my goodness. I will be 32 in a couple of months. I am a double diamond leader. Oh, hey, I just got like light. I can see myself. Oh my goodness. Sorry. This is bad. I don't look at the screen. I am a double diamond leader. I've been with the business for 3.5 years. And yeah, that's about it. I joined, my daughter was just a year old. The first year of her life was very stressful for us. I quit my job right after I had her, and then my husband got laid off for like 3 months in the middle of that. So struggle was beyond words. And then I happened to conveniently, Shelby, who I enrolled under, she was actually laid off at the same time because she works with my husband. So as soon as I seen that she posted this, I was like, "Hello, what are you posting about? What is this? I want to make money from home." And so as soon as she told me about it, I joined immediately, and here we are.
Okay, cool, cool. So, how long were you like in the business before you like went diamond or double diamond and like started like making like full-time income?
I didn't go diamond or double until last year, so I was in the business for 2.5 years before I went diamond or double. Um, my husband he still really isn't, unfortunately, but has not been very supportive with this business. So it's been a struggle. And up until I was in the business for probably a year and a half before finally I was like, you know what, I don't even care what he says. Like, I have to do something because we literally are struggling. Like, we were barely even paying half our bills to keep stuff on. So um, I finally started to tell myself that I had to take it seriously. And Kristen reached out to me and was like, look, you can totally do this. And I don't know if it was just because I didn't know Kristen at that time. Oddly, I was in it for almost 2 years and I still didn't really know Kristen. And when she reached out to me and like basically gave me her belief, like that's what I needed was her belief because I didn't have it myself. And my husband was basically like downgrading everything about this business that I didn't believe in it at all, honestly. Like, I needed it by far, but I didn't have the belief. And then as soon as Kristen gave me that belief, like, I just ran with it.
That's awesome. So, like, do you think it was worth it that you were like in it for like what, a year or almost 2 years before you like started seeing like full-time income? Like, was that paycheck once you like got that like mind-blowing paycheck, was that like worth being like patient?
Oh, yeah, it was well worth it. And real raw moment, like I went double diamond in April of last year. That was the only month that I was double diamond. um, but just to get that paycheck from that month, like when I told my husband what it was, he goes, "No, you're lying. Like, really? Is that really what you made?" So, like, I keep kicking myself in the butt because I promoted and I pushed so hard to get to double diamond that once I hit double diamond, I kind of like sat back total wrong move. Don't ever do that. But I sat back and then literally like everything fell apart for my business. But to get back to that point and to see that paycheck, like all of that hell that I went through for like so many months just to get to there was well worth it, and worth it again because I'm going to do it again.
Yes, you are. I'm super excited for you to do it again. So, to like kind of get onto like what we're talking about tonight, what does consistency like mean, like in your head, like as far as the business?
Well, first and foremost, it means you, because you're like beyond consistent. You're the most consistent person I know in this business. But um, like there's days that I catch myself that I notice that I'm not being consistent. And I'm like, wait, what is Bethany doing? Like, that's what I need to be doing again. Why did I not do that? But posting all the time on your stories is for sure like, go lay down, Belle. Sorry. Um, the stories is the biggest thing. Um, I'm very bad at posting on my wall. Just struggle I've been dealing with lately, but I'm working on it. But posting isn't as important as it used to be, because when I first joined, they tried, and that could be partly why I didn't take it so seriously, because I wasn't on social media until I joined. Um, I like completely went against social media, and when I first joined, they had the 3-3 rule. Like they wanted us to post 12 times a day, and for somebody that doesn't ever post, like that was really hard to do. So now with the way the stories are, like you can post your stories daily, all day long. Like that's super easy and so simple. Just post what you're doing and then post like business slides. Um, and then like posting on your wall at least every other day or something.
Okay. So like for me, I when I'm not at work at least, I try to post like on my story like every 2 to 3 hours, and then I'll go back and forth between like business and then not business, whether it's like a quote or what I'm doing. And like
Sorry.
what are your goals? Like how often do you try to post, or like how often do you try to change up what you're posting about on your story, if that makes sense?
All my stories, I honestly post about the products that I use. That way, when I'm talking to potentials, like I can talk about the how it's doing for me and what it has done for me. So a lot of the times I post about our TFX and our coffee. And if you haven't tried Skinny Brew, you'll have to try freaking Skinny Brew. Just saying. But our coffees are amazing, and I just try to post what I'm using. That way, it's easier for me to talk about. Because like I don't use our skincare. I've never been a skincare person, so it's hard for me to talk about that because I don't use it. So I always have to go to other people like, hey, how's this working for you? So if use the products, use those products. Find what is best for you and use that and post about it all the time. I would probably say I post about TFX probably 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, it's super like helpful when you post about the products that you use about you use too, because then like you don't have to do anything extra. You literally just like post you using the product. It's not like you're taking up any extra time. So like on the other side of
Mm-hmm.
consistency, what happens?
Yes, and my biggest thing,
Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
I like my biggest thing was like once I started, because like the first year or two, I didn't do an auto ship because I didn't have the money. So like once you start doing that auto ship and you're using the buying the products, you're going to start using the products, and that was like the biggest change in my business. So make sure that you're using the products. Like I know we all struggle. I know that people can't afford them, but like get those products in your hands and start using them, because that will help you sell, and it'll just change your business completely and you.
Yes, plus like when you first start, you have like your first 6 customers and you can get like $150 of free product. Anyway, so like right off the bat, you should be using even free product, I feel like. Super easy.
Yes, like that wasn't even a thing for me.
So on the other
Yeah.
side of it, what do you like? What happens when you're not consistent with your business? Like, does that question make sense?
Yes, when you're not consistent with your business, everything falls apart, basically. Your people underneath of you follow suit, and if you don't work, they don't work. It sucks, but it's true. So if you want your people to work, like you have to do what you expect out of them. If you expect them to work every day, post every day, message every day, enroll people every day, like you have to be doing the same thing. You can't expect out of them what you're not doing.
Yeah, that's super true. That's part of the way that I like motivate myself, I feel like, because I have girls underneath of me and I'm like, how am I gonna go tell them to put this on their story? And I haven't put anything on my story. So like I better go put something on my story or I better go put something on my page before I tell them to do it.
Yes, like if you're not doing it, like you can't have them do it and you can't expect them to do it. And then if you're not doing it and they don't do it, like you can't get mad at them for not doing it because they're just doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So for you, what are your like non-negotiables that you do like every day? Like I know some people have a six list, but like what are your like tasks that you like make sure that you do on a daily basis?
Grow your network, message, and post your story. Like those are my main three. I mean, of course, it adds up to more because I make sure that I post for distributors. I make sure that I post for customers. Then I make sure that I'm posting for, um, oh my goodness, lost my train of host to host. Sorry. So like right there's three that I'm making sure that I message for, and then posting to your story throughout the day. Like I struggle. Sorry, I know it keeps coming in and out. um, I try to always make sure that like I'm posting about my kids. I'm posting about what we're doing that day. It can even be pictures of like our animals acting crazy because that's just a normal typical day in my household. Um, like just make sure that you're posting about you and being you as well because the people are buying from you because of who you are and what they get from you.
Okay. So how
Sorry.
you're good. How do you like make sure that you get your non-negotiables done? Like even if you're having a busy day, like do you just be like, okay, I pause everything for 5 seconds, let me do something really quick, or do you just do it at the end of the day when you didn't have time during the rest of the day? Or
I do my best to like pause during the day and make sure like I can get to it. A lot of the times I have been getting out before my kids, which is hard because I have one that's a nighttime child and one that is a total early bird. So mom struggles, but I try to make sure that I get up before then so I can get some stuff done. And then I tell myself that if I didn't get it done during the day, like I cannot go to bed until I finish what I need to get done.
okay, yeah, I'm the same way. I like have a checklist on Google Keeps that I like check off every day, or and then like you can just erase the check marks and do it again the next day. And like even if I don't get it done throughout the day, like I'm not done mine right now. So when we get off of this, like I have to do that before I go to bed, even though I'm tired and I barely slept last night. But I have to get my stuff done that I said I was going to get done.
Yes, I also use the Productive app. I can share it in like our team chats if you guys want. Um, but Jade Hooper, Queen, um, talked about it, and so I was like, "Well, what is this?" Because of course she's a busy mom of three, so I can totally relate to her crazy schedule. Um, but the Productive app is totally perfect. You can put like steps for in the morning, steps for afternoon, and steps for at night, or you can do make it as an all day thing. But it's really helped me try and stay on track.
Okay, cool. So if anybody has questions throughout any of this,
Sorry, my cat's like going crazy.
related or non-related questions, you can put them in the chat and we can answer them at the end if you have them. So Erin, what about when you don't feel like doing your tasks? Like, what do you do then?
I remind myself where I was 2 years ago. I don't want to go back to that place. So, like, I have to keep reminding myself if you don't do these, like, you're going to go back to where you were before. Like, you don't want to go back to that. That's why you did this. So, like, you have to keep going. And also, self development is key. If I feel like I'm down in the dumps, like, I have to do something self development in order to get myself back on track.
Okay. So when you say self-development, just for like the newbies on here, what does like self-development mean for you?
It can so many different things, and like depending on like schedules or what have you, like that can depend on what you end up doing that day for self development. But like always remember that you have to fill up your cup in order to fill into other people. Like if your cup is empty, like you can't fill somebody else's cup with anything out of yours. Yours is empty. You have to always fill your cup. That could be listening to some podcasts or Pam Souder is like number one queen of the company. Like she has one. I listened to Denise Walsh, Jade Hooper. Like they are those that you want to follow. I believe Cami has one now too, but I'm not positive. Do you know, Bethany?
I think she does. I'm also not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that she has one.
I would say I'm not positive. I thought she did. But like it can be something as listening to that or reading a book or listening to a book on audio, or there's some days that I don't want to do like anything self development wise with the business. Like I just want to develop myself. I can listen to like Caleb or just something to inspire myself and fill my cup. Please.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
I do like
Okay.
self-development is one of my like things on my checklist. So mine is not honestly not super often anymore. Is it like business wise like YouTube videos? Like I'll hop on trainings or I'll watch YouTube videos, some like from previous trainings, but I like make sure that I listen to like a podcast or like a YouTube video. Like Eric Thomas is really good, or like Pastor Stephen Verdict, I think that's his last name. Those are like two people that I listen to all the time, or like Steve Harvey. And I also like do my devotional in the morning, but I don't count my like devotionals as like self development. Like that's my like spiritual development and my time with God in the morning. But then I make sure I do like other self development throughout the day too. So I know you said podcasts that you like listen to, but do you have like any book suggestions or anything like that?
You're a Badass is like my all time favorite. And I reading it and also on audio are perfect. I just started reading the Get Over Your Damn Self again, and I listened to it on audio, and I just can't listen to her. Sometimes like that's my problem, but like I couldn't listen to her. But reading the book, it like totally hit home the second time around that I've been reading it. Um, or I was gonna say something while you're talking, and now I don't remember.
That's okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
Um, Journaling. I feel like Kristen right now. Journaling and talking, like writing down 3 things why you're grateful all the time. Sorry, I had to say that before I forget again. But back to the books. It's a devotional. It is Hi God, It's Me, or Hi God, It's Me Again. Those are really good too. Yes, podcast and next.
I
Jasper, for unfollowing, sorry, Bethany, were you going to answer that?
I was gonna say I do a thankful journal in the morning too with my devotionals. So I like write down 5 things that I'm thankful for every morning. But Jasper, to answer your question, we can like both answer. But I like that is like my least favorite task, to be honest with you, because
Yes,
not
the unfollowing.
yeah, I'm like not doing anything productive right now. But it is important to like have your following less than your followers because then people will be more likely to follow you. So like I honestly just spend maybe like 15 minutes at the most probably like going through and unfollowing people. So I do it 2 ways. One way is you can go to your following on Instagram and you can change it with the little arrow to latest. And then I'll like scroll down a little bit. So I'm like, I probably followed these people a couple days ago. And then if you click on their like profile and click on who they're following, if they follow you, it should be at the top. And if they don't, then like I'll unfollow them. Or if you go to your following, there's a least interacted with like category. And I've realized, at least on my page, that like in there is a bunch of girls that I probably followed like 3 months ago that I never followed me back and like I don't interact with them. So I go through and unfollow all the people in there like once a day too, which is like 50 people that I unfollow really quick. But Erin, you can answer too what you do with it.
I honestly still use one of those apps. I don't recommend anybody using them in here because most of you are new. Like, I don't want anybody losing their Instagram, but I do use it still every now and then. But most of the time, I do my unfollowing while I'm messaging. I'll go back through and, like, if it's somebody I messaged a year ago or even longer, if they never reply back to me, I unfollow them because they obviously don't want to. Um, and then, like, I also pay attention to how often they post. If they haven't posted in like 6 months, I unfollow them because they're not active on social media.
Yeah, that's true. I do that a little bit both, like with messaging. I'll unfollow people, or if I notice that they haven't posted in a long time, or like if I'm scrolling on my timeline, and I like see someone that posts a picture, and I'm just like, I don't even have anything to say to this picture. So I'll like go to their page and see if like I even like relate to their page, and then if not, I'll just like unfollow them. Um, does anybody else have any questions before we hop off? Erin, do you have any other like last minute huge tips?
Just stay positive, and if you notice that you're not being positive, like, reach out to anybody. It doesn't have to be your direct upline. Just reach out to somebody because usually that's what you need. It's just somebody else's little belief and advice. And
Yeah, that's very true. Super true. That's what I use Erin for. She's like the one person that I'm like, Erin, hey, right now.
yes.
Everyone else, I'm like, amazing. I'm doing amazing. This is awesome. And
I'm
then I'm
going
like,
to lose it. Please talk to me.
okay. So it doesn't look like any more questions. Erin, thank
Yes.
you so much.
You are welcome. Sorry for the lighting. It's storming right now, and I give up.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end it, and then I'll put the recording in the team page for anybody that didn't hop on once I get it uploaded.